Hello there, this is Dan from Peterson Supply Solutions. Today we're going to walk through an effective tool I use. It's a weekly inventory scrum file, and it helps us to align our team's priorities, look at product shortages, and then take any new steps for a product transition. The main purpose of this is we'll look at the stock of an exit SKU that we have part of a product transition, evaluate any risks there may be, and then make sure we're on schedule to launch the new SKU. So really, we're just going to go through one tab. First column, we're just with each SKU or article, there's a number there, and then we'll just list it and put it in red if it's an exit, and then just normal black if it's the new SKU. Take a look at sites. Maybe it's a vendor if they have a specific DC location, and then what is that article site combination, just so we have some kind of code to align it with. The next thing we'll do with the new SKU is we'll list how many stores we're going to sell or market that into, and then what's our expected order for the next 2 months, just so we can understand how many units we need from the vendor. We'll make a little note. So these were a couple SKUs where we were running out at the end of the year. We may have exited already. And then another one where we are going to exit at the end of November, and then when those orders are going to start. Then we evaluate the exit SKUs, and we'll take a look at what's the current store inventory across all stores. What is that 30-day sales, and then how many months of supply is that? So you can see in all of these we're around a little less than a month, so that's good, especially because at this time we are going to launch that pretty soon. The only call really was one that had 10 units of inventory, and we only had one sale in the last 30 days. Really small volume. Usually you might have it where you got 1,000 and you're only selling 200 units. So really in that SKU in that site, you have 5 months of supply. So really nothing major here. The next thing we have is just what is the new vendor, the vendor of the new SKU. What is their current DC inventory, and then how many units do they have in transit? And then I have this to kind of tell me, do we have enough to launch that first month of orders? So for this SKU, we do, except for this one site. Then you might have one where, okay, it looks like we need to have some more units in the vendor's DC before we can launch that SKU. So it just helps you to align, make sure, you can take a look at any high risk items. And then you can also be able to work with the vendor and escalate anytime, or come up with action items that you need from them to ensure that you have a proper and good transition, and then they're able to continue to fill your orders even after you've initially launched. So if you'd like an example of this, please reach out to me on LinkedIn, and please subscribe and share this with your friends. We will see you next video.